Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Mr. Conway back with another video for Unit 4 Sensation Perception. We just finished up learning about the retina, and now I'm going to talk about the two popular color vision theories that you're gonna see in your test. So if you like the videos, make sure you hit subscribe. Make sure that you're keeping up with these videos and you're not missing one, so that you can get the best score possible on your quizzes and your tests. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm looking at 4.2.4 color vision in the ebook, printed page 132. I can slow down a little bit because I know that last video there was a lot of content and this one's not quite as much because we're only really looking at two different theories. Now, um, what we're going to look at are what are called color vision theories, okay? And this one's going to be real short because there's only two. It's really only this page that we're looking at. So, this one's going to be really interesting because you may have never thought about why you see in color or how you see in color. And if you happen to, if you some students find out that they have a color deficiency in their vision while taking this course because they've never looked at a color. If you look down at figure 4.17, what this is going to do is it's going to test to see if you have dichromatic color vision or if you have trichromatic, which means that you can see all three of the cone detectors in your retina. Okay, so let's just start with that one, the trichromatic theory. So if you look at it, it's called the Young-Helmholtz trichromatic theory, and this is going to be the three color theory. This is probably the most popular theory. This says that the cones are working in groups of three. Okay, the three colors, the three cone receptors are red, green, and blue. All right, so this is sometimes why people have issues seeing some of these colors. Okay, so when the light comes in and triggers those rods and cones that are in the retina, all right, when this is stimulated, any combination of those cones will make a you'll see a different color. That's kind of why when you combine colors, like if you were coloring with crayons and you accidentally put the blue over the yellow, you kind of get the green or the blue and red, and you get purple. It's because we have only three cone receptors, but we have to get a combination of them to actually see. So there's not any cone receptors sensitive to yellow. But when both red and green are stimulated, we actually see yellow. So it's definitely they work. There is a combination. So we often use the word colorblind when we talk about people that are color deficient, and that's not really what we should say. They're just they lack usually a red or a green sensitive cone. Sometimes it could be both. Um, but a lot of people don't know that they have a color deficiency until they go to the eye doctor and somebody tells them they do. Because what's happened is their lifelong vision seems normal. I'm actually kind of wearing a gray shirt, and if somebody is color deficient with one of those cones or both of them being, and not working correctly, then the colors just look like a dull or a bright gray. It doesn't. They don't know that they are color deficient. Um, so what happens is if you are monochromatic or dichromatic instead of trichromatic, which is the three, then it's going to be impossible to distinguish red from green. This is a very common type of color deficiency, and you may have trouble seeing the number in figure 4.17, which is if you're just now kind of looking at it, I'll let you look at it where you can pause, so I don't spoil it for you. But it is a 74. Okay, so people who suffer from red green deficiency will have trouble seeing the number because the green 7 and the green 4 will appear, it'll be indistinguishable from the red. So it maybe just all looks like gray. Um, but that's trichromatic theory. Okay, there's a good mnemonic. It means three. Trichromatic, Young-Helmholtz theory. You're going to see it both ways, so you're going to need to know that is that's the same thing. Okay, so that's the first theory. The second theory is called the opponent process theory. And this theory, they work kind of in tandem. They work together. So it's not like one person really believes the trichromatic while this person believes an opponent process. They kind of need each other to support all of to support why we see in color. It's still an ongoing process of trying to determine why we see in color. So there were some things that were left unanswered with the young Helmholtz or the trichromatic theory. So what we noticed, and you've probably seen this before, if you look at figure 4.18, it talks about something called an after image. And that's going to be something that is very, very frequently asked on tests. And an after image effect is when you stare at something for so long and then you look at a blank white screen or maybe like a wall and you see some after effects of what you were staring at for so long. And I don't know if you knew this, but a lot of times the after images will actually be in different colors. So the way that this figure 4.18 has it set up is if you stare at it long enough and then you look at that black dot, or if you look at the white screen, you will actually see the Great Britain flag in its normal red and blue normal colors. So what this is doing is this theory helps explain after images. That's actually why it's here, is to explain that. So what the opponent process theory does, it says that we actually have opposite processes in our retina. These colors are paired with opposite colors. So for example, red and green are paired together, yellow and blue are paired together, white and black. And this is what enables color vision. So some cells, and I'm reading just off the, if you want to follow along in the ebook, stimulated by green and inhibited or slowed by red, while others stimulated by red are inhibited by green. And what that means, it can get a little complicated. You don't have to understand all that. You just need to know the opponent process theory just says that our cone receptors have opposite colors that are either, while one's detected, the other is inhibited, meaning it's not being stimulated. And when we, the reason why somebody came up with this is because of the after images. So if you stare at that green and yellow Great Britain flag for long enough, and then you look at the white space, you actually see those opposite colors that are reflected back at you, and it's pretty neat. And a lot of the questions that you're going to be asked about this the opponent process theory are focused on after images. So I have seen quite a few questions that say things like the color vision theory that explains after images is which one, and you would need to know the opponent process theory. A lot of times on the FRQs they will put the trichromatic theory on there to see if you can explain how we use a combination of cone detectors to see colors. Okay, so we don't have to really go too far in depth with these color theories, but we really just need to have a strong understanding of what they explain, not necessarily how. Luckily, we don't have to get into too much depth with that. So those are the two color vision theories. That's going to be it for vision. I would really focus on knowing these two theories. The last video with the retina, the process of transduction, know those eye structures that I didn't go over, but you can definitely read through them. Be familiar with that eye structure, and also the wavelength versus amplitude, and what that kind of covers. So yeah, that's going to be it for color vision theories. So make sure to share this video with someone that you think could benefit from learning a little bit about this unit of psychology. And I will see you next time. We're going to be talking about hearing. Thank you.